What's up? What's up? I wanted to talk about paying to save time, investing in things that give you some time back. Because that's something that a lot of people talk about. That's something that, a lot of people preach to do. But I wanted to kind of talk about how, in a lot of cases, it's not always the best thing to do. Right. And I'll do that by kind of giving you examples of when it's a good time to do it and when it's not. And this video is going to be super, super quick. It's pretty straightforward. Getting right into it, you should only invest in saving time when the investment, the value, the thing that you're actually spending on is going to bring you time that you can utilize for higher level work that brings a higher ROI than the amount of money invested. Right. So for example, a time where it was a really great idea for me to invest in saving time was when I started my first marketing agency many, many years ago. I invested in an outreach strategy. So I paid some money. It was like a low ticket subscription. I think it was like 25 bucks a month to learn a strategy on how to do outreach to land agency clients. And 2 weeks of doing that strategy, I landed my first client. And then a week later, I landed my second client. So I was like, okay, I know I can consistently land clients with this strategy, but now doing this takes me hours of my time. So it would take me 3, 4 hours to actually do the outreach every single day. And that doesn't include actually taking the sales calls. That doesn't include, delivering work as a marketing agency owner. All that good stuff was included in that. So then I said, okay, well, now I can invest in getting back those 2 to 4 hours a day that I'm spending by paying a virtual assistant to facilitate this outreach for me. So immediately I got back those 2 to 4 hours per day. And the virtual assistant from the Philippines was, a couple bucks an hour. It wasn't too expensive. I was probably paying like $5 to $7 an hour. And then I have to say, okay, well, is 2 to 4 hours of my time worth the 14, 15 bucks a day that I'm spending? Is my time worth more than $7 an hour? Well, I'd say so, yeah, because if I can, either take more calls and sell more packages for thousands of dollars a month, or, one time, projects for a couple thousand bucks or 100 bucks, then yeah, I mean, if as long as I can sell a couple of those a week, it's definitely a big ROI. So, plugged in that virtual assistant, replace myself on outreach. And when it came down to kind of like the delivery and everything, me doing it all myself, I was only able to take on about 2 to 3 clients a month before I was full. And, the ones that I had on retainer, I was capped out at like 3 clients. But once I plugged in this person for outreach, got back some time, that 3 clients went up to 4 clients. And yes, adding the 4 to 5 clients that I was able to add now, that is worth the amount I was spending for that person to do the outreach. Then I said, okay, I'm capped at 4 or 5 clients a month now. Where is my time going now? Well, my time is going to delivery. So can I find someone to do delivery for me so I can get that time back? Yes, I was able to get that time. And then once I hired one person for delivery, paid them a couple thousand bucks a month, I unlocked even more hours in my day to do other work. And I realized, okay, well, now the cap is 10 clients a month. So with that extra time, all of, paying for someone to do the outreach, paying for someone to do delivery, I was able to now take all of my time and just focus on doing the sales calls. I was pretty much just like a glorified closer in my business, right? I would show up, take sales calls, close it, pass off to the delivery team. And I did not run that business totally properly, obviously. There was lots of other things I could have doing, but that was how I spent my time at that time. And the investment in the team was worth it at the end of the day because I was able to take multiple calls a day instead of only being able to fit one in a day or, one or two in a week. So in that case, investing in time was great. It got more and more and more profitable. But one thing I wouldn't do when it comes to, like, it's not always great to just invest in whatever saves you time because, again, it depends how much you're investing and what your earnings per hour would be doing other work. So, for example, I wouldn't pay 10 grand a month, or even now, I wouldn't pay 10 grand a month for someone to make me all of my meals. Why? Well, Meal prepping takes me like an hour on the weekend, everything packed in the fridge, heat it up very quick. Would me saving one, let's call it 2 hours a week, if we count in heating stuff up in the microwave or whatever, is me saving 2 hours a week worth 10K a month? No, because I don't think that with 2 hours back, my income would I would add another 10K to my income. So I wouldn't invest in saving time in that way. So it really comes down to calculating your dollars per hour, what you could do with that time, and then decide to make investments based on that. If the goal is obviously just to, make more money, obviously there's things that you can just do. Not everything has to bring you the best ROI ever. There's things you can just do because you enjoy doing it. But we're talking about investing in saving time here. So for example, my software platform, Rep Select, I made a post about this the other day. It's all about saving reps, saving business owners time when it comes to searching for sales roles and when it comes for business owners to find great sales reps. From a sales rep's perspective, if it takes them, 30 minutes, an hour, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, if it takes them a good chunk of time to find just one sales job with all the information about OTE, deal sizes, commissions offering, if it takes them, usually they want to reach out to the sales manager, business owner, recruiter. If it takes them 20, 30 minutes to find all of that information for one job opportunity, when they could just join Rep Select and save all of that time, is the subscription to Rep Select worth saving that amount of time? Only they can decide what their time is worth. So at the end of the day, it's not just about investing in anything that saves you any amount of time. It's about doing the math. And if, you can do this by just what you make now, or you can do this by what you would make by doing other work. Just find that number for yourself, whether it's 20 bucks an hour, 50 bucks an hour, $100 an hour, $1,000 an hour. What is worth your time? Figure that out, make smart investments based on that, and you'll start to see your income grow and your life be a lot easier as things become. I'll leave it there for this one.